So Stanley Cup champion head coach of the St. Louis Blues, Craig Berube, has signed a 3-year contract extension with the Stanley Cup champions St. Louis Blues. Now, St. Louis, they were dead last in the league standings on January 2nd. A team that low in the standings has never made it to the Stanley Cup final, but 5 months ago, rookie goalie Jordan Binnington caught fire, and so did his teammates. St. Louis not only clinched the playoff spot, they booked a ticket on March 29th with 8 days left in the regular season. They continued their fine play with a 6-game victory in the first round against the Winnipeg Jets. They needed to win Game 6 in the second round against the Dallas Stars to force Game 7. Hometown hero Patrick Maroon provided the happy ending with the winner in double overtime. Their prospects looked gloomy in the West Final too, but they dreaded undetected hand pass goal in overtime in Game 3 to give the Sharks a 5-4 win and 2-1 series lead. Didn't sink the Blues. They employed the unfortunate turn of events in their favor. Heck, a hand pass goal proved nothing. This team was in last place. This team knows how to deal with adversity. So St. Louis got busy again. The Sharks never had a lead the rest of the series. They ran out of gas. They were beaten up. Logan Couture's magic disappeared. The 28-plus minutes a game for defenseman Brent Burns had taken its toll. They played in the series finale without captain Joe Pavelski, Thomas Hertl, and Erik Karlsson. But give the Blues the credit. They complained briefly after the controversial ending to Game 3, but then they swatted away the frustration and went to work. The Blues won 3 in a row by a whopping combined score of 12-2. So instead of 39-year-old Joe Thornton and the Sharks meeting his old team, the Boston Bruins, it will be 35-year-old Jay Bouwmeester and the Blues who will travel to Beantown for the series opener on Monday. For you history buffs, it has been 49 long years since the Blues last made it to the final, and their opponent in 1970 just happened to be the Bruins. But Red Berenson, Phil Goyette, Tim Eccleston, Al Arbour, Barclay Plager, Jacques Plante, and Glenn Hall were no match for Bobby Orr and the Bruins. The series ended with Orr flying through the air in overtime after he scored a goal and was tripped by St. Louis defenseman Noel Pickard. The series-clinching goal for the Bruins sweep has become one of the most iconic photos in sports history. So yeah, and the Blues went on to win the Stanley Cup after that. So after being dead last and making the playoffs and then winning the Stanley Cup, what a season for Craig Berube, and you really have to appreciate all the hard work he's done to manage his team from dead last in the league to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, that's crazy if you think about it, after how long the St. Louis Blues last were in the final. And they never won the cup until now. This is their first ever year winning the Stanley Cup, and this was Craig Berube's first year with the St. Louis Blues too, so St. Louis really has to be happy of what he's done with them, and that they're gonna get him for another 3-year extension. And if you're a Blues fan, you have to be really proud of how your team turned it around in the playoffs from being dead last. I mean, what a historical journey for the St. Louis Blues and Craig Berube. I can't say anything else than that, but what an amazing job for him to coach this team. So let me know what you guys think of the contract extension for Craig Berube. And let me know how you also felt about the St. Louis Blues Stanley Cup run. And I'll see you in the next one, boys. Peace out.